Vic Mensa is back on the cruise show. What's up, my G?
Yo, my guys, man, I wish I had a bottle of tequila because that'd be how we usually do this.
That would be the right way. You're right. You're right.
You know the vibes.
Yeah, that's the vibe. But this pandemic got everybody, just kind of seeing each other from afar now, man, which is crazy, right? Is that weird for you because of the touring and all the dates that you've had, and all the interaction with fans? How does that affect you?
It's like I got to adjust just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And so obviously I haven't really been doing performances. I did one performance last year, like in the flesh. You know what I mean? It was like a drive-in concert. And that's it. And that's crazy. That's the least shows, the least traveling I've done since I was probably 18 years old. But I also try to look and be grateful to at the same time, be like, man, I got my health, I got my family. And it also has given me some space and some time to like really focus on my pen and focus on my craft. You know what I mean? Because I haven't been traveling as much.
Right. Yeah, you have the time now to pay attention to certain things that that you need to pay attention to, man. And that brings us to Shelter. Congratulations. The video out as well. Stream it. Shelter featuring Wyclef Jean and Chance the Rapper, Vic Mensa. The video got, that had to be a trip with all the bodies on the floor and stuff like that. Like right before they say action and you're looking around, that's got to be a little trippy, right? And feel real.
Yeah, that was kind of surreal. Exactly that moment you're talking about when I'm like about to start filming and then I look around and saw these bodies on the ground. And, not only am I in this pandemic, I'm also on the south side of Chicago. So I'm like, on so many different levels, it relates, you know what I'm saying? But the purpose and the point to me is to make that music that, that makes people feel something the same way that Pac made me feel something when I was a kid, or Common made me feel something, or Andre 3000, you know what I'm saying? And we was inspired for that Bodies on the Ground actually by a video you probably remember. It's the Roots You Got Me video where Black Thought is walking through the city and he's stepping over all the bodies. We was inspired by that.
Man, well done, man. Crazy, man. You got Wyclef on there singing. That brings back, nostalgia for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, has Wyclef done a versus? No, huh? I don't think so. Nah, that would be crazy. But I don't know who he would go up against.
Who do you even do that with? Because he's so unique.
Yeah.
Crazy unique.
Yo, Vic, I got a question. At what point in your career did you think like, yo, I'm more than a rapper, I'm an artist. I'm creating something with a purpose. Because I think rappers just make songs, but I think artists create with a purpose. And that's what you are.
I really started off, and I appreciate that, bro. I started off on that wave, though. When I first started rapping, it was like I was really just explaining and dissecting the world around me as I saw it and talking about, the haves and the have-nots and, speaking truth to power and just real emotion, you know what I'm saying? And so I think the moment when I first started rapping was when I was seeing it as being something bigger than rap, and then there's been different times when it's like, I might have lost a sense of responsibility and been like, oh, I'm just lit, I'm gonna do whatever, say whatever. But just with growth, for me, has been a process of like coming back to myself, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yo, would you consider your music protest music, Vic Mensa?
People use my music in protest at times, but I mean, I kind of see it like, man, hip hop in itself is fucking protest music because we ain't supposed to be able to come from where we come from and exceed and succeed in the ways that we do. So that in itself, whether or not you talking about any conscious shit, that shit is a form of protest. And it's look at how white people react. You know what I mean? It must be, you know what I mean? Like, look at how they reacted to WAP. That's protest music to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Say that again.
Yeah. For the ladies.
It's a twerking protest.
Yo,
it's a pop that protest, you feel me?
Hey, yo, Vic, bringing it back to the collab, you and Chance, every time you guys link up, it's magic, right?
That's right.
Is there ever going to be a joint album, joint project? I mean, I know the people.
Well, you asking for too much.
I know the people.
You asking for too much.
I mean, it's Chicago. I'm just saying, do it for the shot.
You asking the right question, man. You know what? He just built a studio, and so I'm gonna head over there. I'm gonna head over there tomorrow because we've been talking about it. You know what I mean? For a long time, but we started talking about it more recently. Like, you know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. You know, we got some records in the can too, so we
Already, right?
definitely got plans. Yeah.
So just put that together, and it's a Chicago tour. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Chicago hits the U.S. of A.
There it is.
In
Mhm.
2022.
Don't forget about
Respectfully.
Chicago.
Yeah,
Don't forget about.
2022.
I know, right? They lining up concerts for 2022 too. Man.
Yep.
Man.
How ahead do you think, Vic? Like, are you like you're in the moment, but how far do you plan?
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I'll be taking this shit a day at a time. You know what I'm saying? And like I make plans and shit, but I try to focus on right now, on today. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's easy to get caught up living in the past or living in the future. You know what I mean? I feel like if I just every day, if I do things that are meaningful to me, and it's like whether that might mean that what's important today is planning, you know, for the rest of the year. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to look at it in the context of right now and not get caught up in time, you know?
Yeah.
I agree with
You know, a few seconds ago I said don't forget about Chicago. You ever feel like people forget about Chicago and what really happens in Chicago with the youth?
I don't think people forget about Chicago. I just think that they pigeonhole Chicago and they don't look at it from a historical context and think about why Chicago is the way it is and how the system has failed people in Chicago and Inglewood and in Roseland and North Lawndale and all the hot spots, you know, because I go around the world and I just came back from Ghana and I tell people immediately, you know, I'm walking down the street, maybe in a kind of shady area or something, and somebody says, "Hey, where you from?" I say, "I'm from Chicago," man. They kind of calm down because, you know, people around the globe have this idea of Chicago that they've gotten from the media and, you know, from the music.
From music.
And not that it's not real, you know, but it's not a full picture though.
Yeah, there's more to it. What's up, Les?
Okay, so you and Kim Kardashian are both really big advocates for the freedom of Julius Jones.
Yeah.
Have you had a chance to connect with Kim Kardashian?
You know, I connected with her about a year and a half ago. I think it was like a fashion week before the pandemic. So that's probably like, it was either January, February of last year or like October of 2019. And I think that's probably what it was. So that was before I knew about Julius Jones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we were talking about the different work that she's doing, that I'm doing. But I'm trying to get in tune with her now. Actually, you just reminded me that I need to reach out specifically about Julius because she went to visit him. Anybody checking this out, Julius Jones is wrongfully accused man on death row in Oklahoma. He's been locked up for
20
over
years,
20
huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they're trying to execute him. Even though, you know, all the evidence exists and it's all on Front Street. You know, Viola Davis did the docu-series, 7 million people on the signatures. But you know that America's a sick place, man. You know, in Oklahoma, you got to think. Oklahoma got the history of burning down Black Wall Street when Black people get powerful. So Oklahoma is extremely racist. But like you said, Kim did go visit Julius Jones, and I'm headed out to visit him on Tuesday. So I'm trying to connect with her.
Whoa. So what's the conversation like with Julius? I mean, I'm sure you're there to help him lift his spirits and introduce yourself, right?
Man, I've been chopping it up with him a lot for the past year. And, you know, a few guys, you know what I'm saying? Like one of my guys is in the joint in Illinois, a couple of them for long periods of time. And oftentimes, they lift my spirit, you know, crazy enough, you know, because being in a place like that,
Yeah.
like being in a place like that, if you gonna survive and you are gonna make it out, you have to be extremely strong mentally. You know what I'm saying? So Julius Julius is a super hopeful, just optimistic person, you know, so I talk to him all the time. And the main thing we talk about is like what he's going to do when he gets home. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we talk about all type of, you know, Black African history and a lot of deep stuff. But we talk a lot about when he gets home.
Face to face is a lot different though, right? When you're making eye contact with each other, this is a different situation.
Yeah, no, face to face is way different, man. And I'm excited to go see him because I talk to him pretty frequently on the phone, you know. And man, it's crazy. People don't even know that for the past year, since last March, everybody that's locked up in the joint has been basically on solitary. Everybody. They've been on 23-hour lockdowns across the whole nation. They come out for like 30 minutes a day.
Because of
you know?
COVID?
They say it's because of COVID, but really it's because these are the most forgotten and vulnerable and easily exploited people. So it's like, for a long time, guards weren't wearing masks, etc. And it's like the brothers in the joint ain't the ones bringing COVID in. It's the CEOs. You know what I'm saying? So rather than go through maybe what you have to go through to get into the Rock Nation office, where I was just there doing an interview or something the other day, and I had to have a COVID test that was very recent to get into the office, rather than do something like that with the people working in the prison, or what you got to do if you work with the Bears in Chicago. You know what I mean? You got to get tested like mad times. But rather than do that, since it's inmates, they just say, hey, no visits. Y'all got to stay in the cell 23 hours. Fuck y'all.
It's inhumane.
Yeah, super inhumane.
Man,
so I'm excited that I get to go see Julius though, because it's like it's been a
sure.
minute. I mean,
safe travels, man. Safe travels on that. I know I did a weekend on some bench warrants. You feel me? That was enough for me to never want to go back.
Honestly, not a place.
Whole
to
ass
be.
weekend.
Whole ass weekend. I was like, yeah, that's it for me. I'm gonna pay these tickets off or something else.
No, I was gonna say, you mentioned talking to Julius, and he speaks to you about what he wants to do when he gets out. Are you able to share any of that?
Yeah, man. I was in I just told you guys I was in Ghana where my family's from. And, Julius, he had me looking into like some properties and just like how much it costs to buy land out there. Something he really wants to do is he wants to buy land in Africa. You know what I'm saying? And he's a poet. He's a spoken word poet. So I record his work all the time. I'm at my studio right now, and I usually am. So whenever he calls me, I might not even say nothing. I just put the microphone on, And so I know that he's planning on like pursuing that, pushing that, just pushing his voice and his message when he comes home. And I think there's a campaign going on right now to figure out a place for him to live when he comes home, because something's going on with his like mother's house or something like that. So it's a lot, man. But I'll share this story real quick because I meant to. One of my guys who was locked up for 25 years when he was 14, he recently came home. You know what I mean? And I was rotating with him since like maybe 2.5 years ago, and we talk all the time. And sometimes he'd be like, "Man, he's like, I'm so anxious to just come home. I can't even focus." Like, and this is somebody that had been locked up 13 years of a 25-year sentence. And he's like, I'm just like, man, I just want to come home. Like, he's an artist, he draws. He's like, I ain't even been able to draw because I'm just so focused on coming home. And it sounded kind of crazy to me. You know what I mean? Shout out to Musa. It sounded kind of crazy to me. And then, sure enough, when the COVID hit, he called me one day and he was like, yo, can you find uptown people? I said, they working on bringing people home through the COVID who got clemencies and people who are sick. I'm like, okay, do you know anybody? He's like, nah, but can you find them? I'm like, yeah, and I find him, and 3 days later he comes home, 12 years early.
Wow.
There it is.
And so
good work, man.
I never doubt. That taught me that I just can't have doubt. I gotta have courage to be able to believe in some completely impossible things if I want to achieve them. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah. No, you have to get ready. You got to stay ready. You feel me? You really do, man. And you got to be careful because, everyone, anyone, or anything, is trying to knock you off your square. You know what I'm saying?
The whole time. Look, I'm trying to tell you, I just came back from Africa, bro. It was so peaceful. I come back to America, man.
It's bullshit.
It's different.
Bullshit. Yeah, America's ghetto. Africa's beautiful.
Exactly.
Come back to the hood, to come back to the hood, to the same insanity. And it's just reminding me, man, motherfucker got to remember that there's more to it. It could be easy when you come to the city and all these things. It's like, whether it's the rap game or it's a street game, whatever it is, it's easy to like lose your perspective that the world is bigger than that. You know what I mean?
Let's go. That's right, man. Hey, the tape is coming, huh?
Yeah, I tape on the way very soon.
Let's go, man. How far are we in? Are we almost done?
Yeah, I'm done. It's coming out like mad soon.
How soon?
Oh.
Like 12 years
Soon,
early soon?
This Friday soon?
Like
Like
12
this
years
Friday.
early soon? Or, you know what I'm saying? How soon?
I don't remember the actual number date. It's like mad soon though. You know what I'm saying? It's moved around a little bit.
Yeah, soon, all right? Soon o'clock.
Will Julius be on the project as an interlude, a poem?
Oh, that'd be fire.
Man, there's something cool that I'm doing with him that I'm recording like this
He
upcoming.
getting a verse? He getting a big Mensa verse?
Yeah, he got a verse.
Oh!
That's big.
Yo, no, that's big.
Major. That's right, man.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
He got a
I tape on the way. Shelter is a song. Go ahead and stream it. We're about to run it here at Real 92.3. The video is out too. Watch the video a few times. You're gonna see a few different things in there that are gonna maybe challenge your views on certain things, and put a few things, put a few other things in front of your face. And you know that's the way we need to see it, man. We really need to see what's happening out there, so we know we're in charge.
You dig?
You feel
Appreciate
me?
y'all, man.
Man, it's love, bro. Seriously, black and brown all day, bro. Every time we talk to you, man, it's just, you know, it's a great conversation. So we appreciate
And when I get back out that way, I got a bottle of tequila for y'all this time. Switch the script up.
Love it.
Let's go, dog.
Hey, yo, real quick, any fashion tips on the way out? Because I know you fashionable. I'm trying to get my swag up.
What's the latest?
Yeah, what's the latest?
No, you just gotta be yourself, Playboy. It's all about
That's it.
that, man.
All right. It's not on you, it's in you, right?
It's not what you rock, it's how you rock it.
it.
Yo,
All right, man.
he hit you with that ditty, man. You know, you just gotta do what you do, Playboy.
He hitting me.
Why you got a ditty, my guy?
You know what I'm saying? That's all right, Vic. It's cool, dog.
Yo, all right, man.
Peace, fool.
Appreciate the love.
Yeah,
God,
Dog,
appreciate y'all.
congratulations. Yes, sir. Big Mensa.